It was third year of my undergraduate degree, and I have every intention of becoming a clinical psychologist, which is why I find myself in a co-op placement in a psychiatric hospital. And I have the incredible opportunity to work in all different parts of this unit. And one of them is to do outpatient therapy. Now, of course, I'm not the one doing it. I'm paired with a psychiatric nurse and a social worker, and they have the most incredible rapport with their clients. Now, a fascinating thing happened that I was a game changer in where I am even to this day. And that is, I started to notice a pattern that so much of the grief and the strain and the pain of those folks who are working to try so hard to stay out of hospital was that the triggering event, what they still were not able to overcome in their life, was how work fragmented their mental health. And for many people, it was that they were laid off or their workplace maybe downsized them. For some people, their organization, the business dried up, and so they, as a business owner, no longer had a business. And for a few people, their organization just closed. And work and the lack of the meaning and contribution and connections that people had at work was the trigger of their mental health crisis. And because they were not able to find that meaningful place back, and from a work standpoint, they were struggling to have their depression and in many cases also their anxiety stay at a range where they felt confident they would be able to stay out of hospital. So it made me think, as I'm listening to these incredibly brave, powerful, vulnerable, smart, kind humans, that work must be an absolute fundamental factor in our mental health. And it had never occurred to me before. See, it wasn't part of any of our training on the path to becoming therapists and social workers and clinical psychologists. And yet it made every sense in the world. You spend most of your waking hours working, and if those places are not healthy, they will negatively impact your mental health. If you all of a sudden find yourself without your support network, it will negatively impact your mental health. If you are defining your success and your contribution in life, and all of a sudden you don't have that outlet anymore, it will impact your mental health. So my friends, when people ask me, so how did you choose to become a recognition expert? How did you choose to do this work? I will tell you now, I have such absolute clarity 30 years later that it was by accident. I realized that I wanted to make sure that people felt a sense of meaning and contribution and connection through work because I saw the consequence that when it doesn't exist. My name's Sarah McVanel. I'm Canada's recognition expert, and I believe down to every fiber of my being and my body that when work is a healthy, respectful, and resourceful place, your mental health is better for it.